What is up, guys? Today I am going to be ranking every single zombies map in all of Black Ops 3. And just to lay out some ground rules so that you understand what I'm ranking this off of, it is just my personal, feelings about the maps and how good they are. So let's hop right into it. Starting off at what I believe to be the worst map in this game, it's gonna be Zetsubo no Shima. I feel like this was a very well-made map. It's not for me, I don't really like the atmosphere, the spiders, and the thrashers are just kind of annoying, They can just pop up behind you out of nowhere and then you're done for. That's just, so that's going to be in our number 14 spot. Next up, after that, is going to be Shangri-La. The reason that I put Shangri-La so low is just, I do not enjoy really playing on this map, I don't ever say to my buddies, hey, you want to kick back and play a game of Shangri-La? Just because it's not enjoyable, I don't think. I think it's just way too difficult. Everything is just too close together. There's not really any good spots to train. But I will say, I think that this is the most beautiful zombies map that has ever been made. Ever. I think it is just very pretty, and I love this map, like, in that sense. But not as a, playing as zombies map. Next up, after Shangri-La, at the number 12 spot, we are going to be putting Verrückt there. Now, the reason I put Verrückt there, it is very iconic and, very, very cool. It's too tight, and I don't feel like the guns are all that interesting on this map or anything. I don't think that the way it looks is the atmosphere, you could say, is all that great on Verrückt. I think it is kind of cool, like how it is a change of, scenery from the normal dark zombies map. And it was the first one to do that, But, that is why I'm placing this one at this spot. Next up, after Verrückt, at the number 11 spot, we are going to be placing Nacht der Untoten. Now, the reason I'm placing it here, I love this map. Super iconic, super nostalgic. You always feel that whenever you spawn into this map. But I just feel like it is not as good enough as a map as a whole for me to place it any higher on my list. And so, And at the number 10 spot for my list, I'm going to be placing, Shi No Numa. I love Shi No Numa, like I said about the other one. Very iconic, very cool. The training is awful. The mud is just so bad on this map. It's just a small sort of map. I mean, it's not super small. It feels that way. There's the zip line, which I guess is kind of cool. I think it was the first map to do that. But, other than that, I just feel that Shi No Numa is, it's a pretty good map, but it is not, I feel good enough to put above this spot. So coming up next, at the number 9 spot, we are going to be putting Ascension. Now, the reason I'm putting this here is I love this map. I think it's super fun for high rounds. You go in, you do all this stuff, and I think it can be sort of annoying opening Pack-a-Punch, but I do think it is kind of interesting how rock a launch a rocket off into moon. I think that is pretty cool. And how like when you turn on power, the whole map lights up. But it's just, I feel it's sort of a bland map other than that, you know. The monkeys are very annoying, you know. I mean, they do give you a free perk if you take them out, but you know, every like 5 to 6 rounds you gotta go defend Jug and quick revive. I think it is just very annoying, and I just do not like the monkeys on the map. Same thing with Shangri-La. I don't like the monkeys on that map. Excuse me. Okay, and coming in next at the number 8 spot is going to be Moon. The reason I am placing this here is because I think this is a very cool map, very cool wonder weapon. Pretty cool travel system with the jump pads, you know. They can kill you sometimes. It introduced, you know, like the hacker, and like, could you imagine just like when you first time you are ever playing this map, you spawn in and you get that feeling where it's just the dogs and the zombies are running at you and you don't know what to do, and there's like horns and stuff going on around you. You see a perk and pack-a-punch machine. And I think that starting room thing is so cool. But and then you know, you go up to the moon and then you get a spacesuit and stuff. But yeah, you know, I think it's an awesome map, really cool. Like wonder weapon, and you know, I think the cosmonaut is very annoying. He steals one of your perks and then teleports you somewhere. And you know, if you're running through the map and he catches you in a hallway, you know, you are done for. You can't really get away. And it is kind of cool how like he changes names and such, but I feel this was not a good enough map to place above where I have placed it. So coming up next, we are going to be putting Kino der Toten. Now, this map, super cool, very awesome. This was actually the first map that I ever played zombies on, and I just, yeah, it's very cool. I think it's a very awesome map, and I don't know, it's very fun. The high rounds are very cool, and you know how there's such a different sort of feel to the map than you've gotten with any other zombies map before this. And you know, you're running around and then you go, oh, look at this, there's an outside area? That's pretty cool. And then you got perk and, you know, all this stuff. And I think it's a very, very cool map. And I love the way that it introduced its pack-a-punch system, where you've got to link the teleporter and then you go into a little camera room. I think that is very cool. I just do not feel that it was a good enough map for me to place it any higher on my list than where it is right now. So, next up on the list, we are going to be placing Shadows of Evil. Now, I do think Shadows of Evil is very cool in the way that it ties into the storyline. It introduces new things like, you know, Beast Mode, and although that was sort of introduced on Mob of the Dead, but it's different. But you know, there's like Beast Mode, and then there's like the Apothicon Servant, Lil Arnie's, and like, you know, I think it's a very cool, and it's based in this big city, which I don't believe had before this. You know, it's a very cool city, and then the tram system is pretty interesting, I think. And then there's also the Apothicon Sword. You know, you could go on and on about this map. I think it's incredible. I think it's beautiful too. It's such a good looking map. And you know, it introduced Margwas. It took really big risks, and you know, new perk jingles and stuff like that. But like, I think this is an incredible map, and I truly do like love jumping into this map, you know, and playing it. But that said, there are some better maps, I believe. So next up on my list, I'm going to be placing Gorod Krovi. Now, I know some people might disagree with this choice, but I just feel, I think it's very cool map. You spawn in with, in my opinion, the coolest cutscene that there has ever been. And there's dragons, and it's an alternate universe, and there's like, you can see the giant machines and stuff in the background, and it is so cool to introduce the Ray Gun Mark III. Oh, what an incredible wonder weapon. I love the Ray Gun Mark III. And then there's the G-Strikes, and then you get to go to Pack-a-Punch and ride on a dragon. I mean, how cool is that? That said, there are a few flaws. I think that the Valkyries are very annoying. They zap you and stuff, and they get in doorways, and they just bother you like a bunch, and I don't know, I do not think that the Valkyries are very nice, but that said, I think it is a very cool map. And then next up on my list, I'm going to be placing the Giant. I do think this is an awesome map. I love this map. There's little Easter eggs here, like on top of the the catwalk building. There's a plane like the one from Mob of the Dead. It looks very similar. The Easter egg is super cool. You get a I'm sorry, I'm blanking here on the name. I'm sorry, but yeah, you get a gun, and then after that, there's also like you can open up stamina up in the corner over there. It's a very cool map, and I'd say it's probably got the most iconic camping spot out of any zombies map ever. I think it is a very awesome map, and I truly love, how you link the 3 different telepads to open up Pack-a-Punch, and you can teleport from those also. It gives you a perk every single time, power up every single time that you complete one of those. I think it is a very awesome map. And yeah, I love this map. And then next up on our list, or my list I should say, is going to be Origins. I love Origins. Oh man, what a cool map to put you in a World War I scene like that. No other map I think does it as well as this map. The cutscene, you see Samantha, she's explaining everything about this group, this new version of the old crew that we have known for the entire time we've been playing zombies. You see the cutscene, you see Maxis getting his head cut open, and then as you are at the end of the cutscene, you see the Giant stepping down onto the building, and then you spawn in that exact moment. So cool. With Maxis, he gets his head cut open, and then you get to build the Maxis drone. There is the G-Strikes, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. And then there is also the the 4 staffs, which are like the bows. They inspired the bows. It's a very cool Easter egg. You've got 4 like really cool staffs, and then you've got so much to do. As soon as you spawn into this map, you've got to turn on the generators, get pieces to the staffs, get your shovel, and then it's just so cool. And then yeah, I just think it's a very awesome map. But I think there's one better. If you haven't guessed it by now, I'm sure you have now, but this is going to be Der Eisendrache. I know some people don't like it when people say it like that. I think this is my favorite map of all time. I love this map so much. You know, you spawn in this awesome castle, you know, that has also been made into a science laboratory, and you know, there's tons of cool stuff like paintings, and it makes you feel like you're in a castle, you know? And then there's also all of this modern technology that these people have made here, and you go in and you know, you just, to me at least, it just feels awesome. You know, you spawn in, you go around, you feed these dragons, and you get the Wrath of the Ancients. Awesome bow. You know, then there's 4 elemental bows you can make out of the Wrath of the Ancients. You could have the lightning bow, the fire bow, the void bow, and the wolf bow. They're all very cool. And you know, I just think it's awesome, and excuse me. It's a beautiful map. I think all the steps to the Easter egg, although I know you can see that I have not completed the Easter egg. I've been trying, but I have not quite done it. But you know, I think it's just an awesome map. And this is my top one. Whenever I'm playing with my friends, I'm like, hey, you want to play some Horizon Jack? And you know, they've sort of gotten tired of it because that's what I always want to play. Because it's my favorite map of all time. But it is so great. And you know, I think it's awesome. I have so much fun playing this map. You know, you've got the Ragnarok DG4s that you can build. The Panzer comes in on round 12, and he's different than the one on Origins, which I think is awesome. They changed him up. You know, you can shoot down the Panzer Claw and, you know, attack the Panzer with his own weapon, which I think is really cool. And, you know, there's just all of these things, and I love this map, and I think it's the best map that Treyarch has ever made, or any people have ever made for zombies. Alright, well, that is going to be the end of my map ranking video. If you did enjoy, be sure to consider dropping a like and subscribe. I really do appreciate it. Any ideas you'd like me to do for comment, just put it in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next one.